Stickosaurus here, and today we're going to work on, I know some people guessed I was printing this a couple of days ago. By the time you see this video, it was months ago, but you guessed right, it is Mystic Force Gold, Solaris Knight I believe it's called, in Mystic Force. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful model by 3D Command Center that my printer ruined, just ruined it. So it's a little under extruded. The front is mostly okay. It's got some bad layer lines where it under extruded, and it's a little loosey goosey over on the side here. But we're gonna attack that on the inside. Maybe slather some bando on the inside. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but that's an option. We'll fix it. We'll weld it together on the inside, maybe we'll bondo, call it a day. The back is all under extruded, mildly. I think we can still use this. The back is pretty simple. We're not doing any complex shapes and anything. It's just, round. I don't know. It's better than my die sheet for sure. I think this is certainly salvageable. The back's the only part that I would say is super bad. I also already did the chin. I was working on a customer's helmet and I had some leftover epoxy sculpt, and that stuff is a little expensive, so I hate to waste it. So I just did this chin because it's the only one I had laying around that needed something. Let's get to it. All right, this thing's a mess. All the primer I put on before split. We had lines all across here. This is weird. I don't know what's going on there, but put another coat of glazing putty on it here, and we'll see if we can bring it back. This was the same way. This was a mess, but I don't know. We might be fighting a losing battle, but we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, not sure yet. I know it looks a little rough. I'm gonna have to hand sand in there. I couldn't get it, but I can't go too far because then it starts to come apart again. Like these, we might have to fill with like super glue and sand that down. The back looks okay. There's a couple on the side where if you flex it, they show up. Right, by a couple, I mean I see like 5 right there. It's not focusing. I might fill these with super glue now and sand it and prime it, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like with primer on it. It looks rough. With this is I'm probably gonna just put a whole another layer of filler putty on it, spot putty, and maybe put some epoxy sculpt on the back where there's some cracks. I don't know what else to do. I did super glue, so you can see the lines. This should sand off pretty well, but yeah, this thing's rough. This thing is rough, but we're getting there. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so this thing isn't turning out very well. I don't know if I said it last time, but I took some super glue and just brushed it all over the back of this, and then we put putty over it. So we'll see how that goes. Wild. And then this it kept splitting here, so we put glue. We'll have to sand this down. It's going to be very difficult, I think. We'll give it a shot. We'll sand that down and see if it looks worth. Honestly, if it works, trying to get it to work. I mean, I guess we're almost there. If we can get it smooth, that's another story. This has been sitting here for months. I've just been putting it off, but kind of in a sanda mood this morning, so we're just gonna see what we can do. That was a journey. It's actually not that bad. This sanded down pretty okay. There's little bumps here, but it is what it is. You can still see the splits here and here. And I got a little too carried away here and kind of chewed that up, but that's okay. I say we put a coat of primer on it and see how these patches look. Not sure what else to do. The back looks good, actually. That brushing of the super glue made it nice, actually. It's pretty smooth. It filled in and feels sturdy, so It's an idea. It's an idea. Maybe we could do that on the front. But yeah, we'll put a good primer on it. I don't know. If we do finish this thing, it's not going to look great. The visor's intimidating. I did try to print out the visor, like I said, and failed, so I might have to redo it. Because I don't know if I can freehand that. Oh, it might be like a big enough curve. It should be easy. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get some primer. I don't know. Still doesn't look that great. You can see some of the splits still. Part of me just wants to ditch this and start over because we're just wasting time at this point. Or we could just let this dry, wet sand it, and throw a quick coat of paint on and call it a day. I don't know. I hate to give up. I really do. I mean, if it don't look good, it don't look good. The thing is, the parts where there's issues are going to be gold, so they're going to shine like, you know, a diamond. That's the only issue. If they were like black or something, it'd be fine. No big deal. But all the metallics show everything you missed, every mistake you've ever made in life. And you just can't hide. The clear helps. The clear will help, but as you can see, I mean, they don't feel bad. They're really good, slightly raised, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just say, you know, screw it and just wet sand it as it is and throw some paint on it. And kind of use maybe as a test. I know like the outline, this has some like glitter in it or something. It looks weird, so maybe we can test that. And once I get the printer figured out, well, not figured out, once I get a free time on the printer, we'll start another one. I just have stuff queued up, that's all. I don't know, we'll see. You'll find out if this video gets out. And you already know the answer. Okay, so I was gonna wet sand this, but look, this is what I've been fighting. It's just layer splits everywhere. I mean, the back looks okay, mostly, except around the edges. Like here, you know, this might be the one time we actually have to reprint. You know, we could finish this and it would probably look okay. I honestly don't know what else to do. See, this looks fine. I think we might have to reprint this one. We'll reprint it differently. We'll reprint it this way. I hate to waste this thing, but like I said, I might just, you know, carry on a little bit with it because I want to test the white glitter, or the, not white glitter, the gold glitter around this. See how to do that. So for the new one that I'm going to print, we'll have an idea how to do that. I'm probably just going to carry on with this video. We'll, once we get the new one printed, we'll rush through the stuff so you're not bored, but really don't know what else to try. So that's where we're at. I guess this is going to be on hold until I'll slice this right now and get it queued up. I have a, what is it? A Go Andra Blue, RPM. Yes, RPM Blue printing, and it's a wild shape, so it's going to take like 4 days because it's printing like this, and the back is like down to here. So that's on the build plate, and then this is all supports getting up to it. So it's going to take a little bit, but I'll get this queued up. I won't show any more of me working on this one, but I'm just going to wet sand this real quick and throw a coat of gold on it. Blue? This is blue back here? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm bummed. Maybe I'll see if I can figure out the visor too. So when we get to the good one, I have an idea. My only worry is it might be slightly, you know, print slightly different than this one. It might be an issue, but that's where we're at. Sorry, I don't like to quit, but this is just. I put more work into this so far than I put in a bunch of things. My die sheet was less work than this because this thing's a pain to sand, and I just don't think that it's gonna look good painted. So, yeah, I hate to be a quitter, but you also got to know when to not bother. Yet I'm still gonna, paint this, but that's for test purposes for the good one. But yeah, stand by. Just a little update. This is currently where the new helmet's at. It's getting there. It's almost done. Hopefully this orientation should be a lot better. There's a little bit of banding, tiny bit there. That's not a big deal. I can fix that. It's not half cooked like the other one was. So as long as the top part there turns out fine, I think we'll be good to go. So I think this still is like 20 hours, but that's where we're at. And then hopefully we can smash this thing out pretty quick. I put some. Well, I painted that other one blue, and it was fine. Then I masked it off real quick to do the gold. So I want to try that. Try to figure out how to get the weird glitter around the visor on it. So I wanted to paint it. So I'd be working with the same thing, and it just lifted like crazy. The gold did for some reason. So I don't know. I might do a quick wet sand on it and seal it with something, and then try again. But or I might just try to figure out how to do the glitter with how it is. It's not a big deal, but you might see that later. Just a little update. This is the reprinted one. We're almost caught up to where we were. So we're gonna put the base coat on it, and then hopefully this goes all as planned. All right, that's 2 to 3 coats. This stuff covers super well, so I think it'll be fine. And like I said, a good bit of this is gold, so I'm not super worried about it. But the important parts, overhang and the back. So we will do the gold next. Hopefully it turns out better than this one. This is also proof that I did reprint it and redid it. This, I used a new technique with the spot putty, thin it with acetone and brush it on. And this is probably ready to paint in probably like 2 days, whereas usually it takes me like 2 weeks. So, and I probably could have did a day, but it's cold, so it takes longer for stuff to dry. Mostly the filler primer. I also usually go way too thick sometimes, so stoked about it. I hope it turns out better than this. This one, I did wet sand it. All the peeling, as you can see. Put another coat on it, and it peeled again a little bit. I honestly might just wet sand this one more time and see if it lifts. I don't know. It was just so close. It just bothers me. And it didn't cost me any time to do that. It took like 2 minutes. So maybe we'll do that. And I already have it masked, so that helps. But like I said, with this one, I want to test, trying to figure out how to get glitter around the visor. And maybe try to figure out the visor with this one too, while that one's still drying. So that's kind of the plan. It's a shame this one didn't turn out. I think this one's going to be much nicer. Okay, we're going to put the gold on the front of this. For this one, I'm going to use my gold enamel. I hope I have enough. It should. It covers really well, so I'm hoping. I will do the little bit of gold down here after. There's a little bit, it comes to a point here and carries on around the back, but it would have been too hard to just mask off that, so we'll do that separate. Not a big deal. Yeah, hopefully the mask job I did holds up, but we will see. Moderately all right. I see it running down here a little bit. That's a little worrisome. Hopefully it holds up. Not much I can really do about it at this point. so we shall see what it does. But we'll let that dry. Stuff takes a good bit to dry. Maybe we'll unmask it this afternoon. But it looks really good. I love this enamel. It's a nice looking metallic paint for sure. Okay, sorry I kind of just hopped to this, but I've been trying to figure out what to do for that gold, the glitter around. This is the old one, so don't worry. First I had some glitter acrylic that's like clear, dries clear. It didn't turn out that great. That's kind of what's under this. Like there's some darker greenish area, so to speak. So I don't know how. I didn't like that. So I looked and found some glitter blast Krylon here that we just sprayed on here, and this stuff is wild. It comes out wild. There's literally glitter everywhere now, which I'm sure that's going to be a fun thing to clean up. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. I'll take the masking off in a minute, but maybe. I don't know. I have the good one sitting over there just waiting to finish painting, and I just been putting it off because I don't know what to do with this. There's puffy paint, but I think that'd be too thick. It might look weird. And then someone said about gold flake paint, but I can't really find any. It's not. How can I put this? That's like actual gold flake in it and not just like gold flake colored. This is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I'll see how this is. This stuff is wild. There's Rust-Oleum one I wanted to get and try because reviews seem to say it was better. I mean, they're honestly probably the exact same thing. Ooh, it's craft foam safe. That's good. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one more coat here and take the masking off and make a decision. I don't know. That doesn't look bad. Looking at it, it don't look bad. The green underneath kind of kills it. I don't know how this stuff clears. Maybe I'll try that. I think I'm out of spoons, so I don't know. This might be the option. I'll let you know as soon as we make a decision. I mean, you obviously know because I'll have it all masked off, and we'll finally get painting on that. This is looking promising, though. So I got this masked. I am going to take it outside, though, and paint it in a box like a hobo because it is really snowing out for some reason. It was perfectly nice this morning, and, well, now it is not. So I'm going to get this glitter blast on this. I liked it on the other one, so I'm hoping it'll look good on this. And as I was masking this, I'm really not happy with my sanding on this. This was the first time I used that technique of thinning down the spot putty and brushing it on, so I'll give myself a little pass, but it's not perfect. Hopefully the glitter will clear up a lot of it, but I think this is gonna be okay. We'll see. I'm not looking forward to this. It's really cool out, so I'll show you probably after it dries a little bit. I've had this sitting here for like 3 months, just like this. Because one, the visor's kind of intimidating. I don't know how we're gonna do it. And two, I was trying to be all cutesy and use like some resin to make jewel things look like jewels. And so far that has failed miserably. So just move on with this. I got some red acrylic we might use, but I want to try to use this red paint pen first. See if I can get in there a little better than I could with a brush. But if this doesn't work, then we'll just use some red acrylic, call it a day, clear it. I'll go in and paint this line here. And maybe all this around where the visor is going to be, because I don't want it to be gold and you can see through it. Which usually isn't a problem, but I just want to make sure. So we'll do that. Try this paint pen. If you see me using a brush, it failed miserably. Do the black, definitely in the middle at least. And then I think we need to do the fine lines. I'll probably use pinstripe on this because it's already painted. Which, not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'll have to see where it looks like there is some. I mean, I could get fancy and do it all around all this, but I don't know. Sometimes that ends up making it look a little too gaudy. If that makes sense, but I'm not sure. Just kind of want this over with. I don't hate it or anything. It's just It's stressful because it was stuff I never did before, like the glitter. I think the glitter turned out very well. I think it looks great. Up here could have been sanded better and everything, but that's really hard to get in there. So hopefully the paint covers it up a little bit. Yeah, that is the plan. Hopefully we don't screw it up. But, I mean, everything's fixable. We'll see. So let's get to it. We almost got all the pinstripes on here. It's really helping it bring it together. I'm gonna be 100% honest. This thing could have used another probably coat of spot putty and sanding. Sometimes you don't win, you know? And this is a kind of one of those times. The problem I see is there's so much dust on this, I can't get it all off. I've hit it with a tack cloth like 6 times. And it just like collects it. I don't know. I think it's looking okay. We're all right. I'm gonna check and see where else I should do some lines. I still need to do over here. This is a little tedious, so I need to take a little break. I think I'm gonna do up here as well. But other than that, I think it's looking snazzy. I'm gonna clear it and then we'll try to figure out the visor. I don't want to pull off any of the glitter. I think I said before, but I did do a test clear on some glitter on a spoon and it didn't dull it at all. It might dull it a little bit, but I think it's gonna be fine. So we'll get this finished here while I can, and then it'll be time for a clear coat. Finally. I think we got all the lines on there. I run around the where the visor's going to attach with some black. Still not happy about the gem, but I'm over this thing. It's been sitting here honestly since last, boy. Well, let me rephrase that. Version 1, as you saw in the beginning, has been sitting here since, I don't even know, last July. So it's almost been a year. This has probably been sitting here like 6 months. I'm not happy with it, but I also kind of just want it over with. I think it's gonna look fine. The visor is going to be probably a serious challenge, or it could be a breeze. It's hard to say. I should have messed with it while it had no paint on it or anything, but at this point, we're just gonna see what happens. And I wasn't gonna paint around the visor, but I'm like, there's no way. I don't even want to try to get a little piece of visor material in that little gap there. So that's what we're gonna do. Not super happy with the back. It is what it is. I mean, it's for my shelf. I'm gonna be happy. If anything, this video will show you how to do the glitter. So that's cool. And I did test the glitter with clear, and it doesn't dull it as far as I can tell. So we're gonna give it a shot. Here we go. This has taken 30,000 years. And it's not great. You can see we don't have it like the visor completely flush. But I'm alright with that. I don't think I can get it any better. I mean, maybe if I took this and traced it and tried. This side's nice, actually. Almost. This side, yeah, not so much. But, you know, once we get it black, and since we did the outline, the ledge in black, it should be okay. It's not going to be like perfect looking, but you know, 6 foot, I think she's going to look fine. So I'm just going to roll with it. I think it's going to look fine. Might not be, you know, top tier, but it's for me. And I think it's gonna look perfect on the shelf. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been like an hour and a half. That time lapse certainly lapsed some time. So I'm gonna roll with it. And I think that's more important. And again, this should all hopefully blend together. Even on camera, it looks okay because this looks darker on camera than it really is. So we'll put some spray tint on this, and we will hot glue magnets and elastic. And I think we're gonna call it on this one finally. After, I'm gonna be honest with you, almost a year. So, like I said, we're gonna roll with it. I think it's gonna be all right. If it looks absolutely terrible once I get it in, maybe we'll try again. But that's where we're at with that. So we will see. All right. I'm sorry if this video is a wild hodgepodge. It doesn't make a lot of sense or it's edited weird. This, I'm sure I'm going to keep it in, but just in case, this is the second printing of this helmet. The first one was very under extruded, and we tried everything. I mean, it was like extremely under extruded, more than my die sheet was. Uh, and we barely pulled that thing together. Maybe now that I've been using some UV resin, we might have been able to pull this back, but we just printed another one. It still didn't print that great, so still an underdog story, I guess. But I'm happy with how this turned out. I think we could have went one more round of sanding. Uh, I'm sure a lot of my reason behind that is because a lot of this is gold and silver will show all your dirty laundry no matter what. So you got to make sure it's real nice. And we felled some spots. Like back behind here. That that's like impossible. I mean, and if someone's actually looking above you while you got this thing on, then good for you, I guess. I don't know, something weird's happening. I like this. Might scale it up a little bit if you print your own. This is 100%, I believe, and she fits snug. Like she fits like real snug. Like, I probably couldn't talk in this, but it's like a snug that I like. The visor we could do a little better. Like up here, it's not like super flush. We could probably push it in and everything, but you can't tell. I don't think you would have noticed unless I told you. Um, Luckily, we painted black around it, so any spots where the visor doesn't quite line up, like this, the visor goes straight here, and there's a little bit of gap at the black we painted there. But again, you can't tell. It's for me. If it was for a customer or something, we might have tried to push that a little farther. But this is a really hard visor to do the template and everything for, and I was worried about it, and I think we pulled it off rather well, all things considered. I'm still not happy with the gem. I wish we could have got like that wet, real gemmy look. The clear helped, but it's not perfect. Getting up here could have sanded a little bit more. Um, this was like my first foray into brushing on the spot putty, so I wasn't like sure what I was getting into. So this is kind of the trail run, and I'm still really happy with it. I think it looks great. It's gonna look great on the shelf. Looks great on. Um, I think the big standout was the glitter. I think we nailed that. I think that crazy glitter paint we used and then clear coating it, and it just looks fantastic. It really does. I think that was bring this helmet all together and makes it actually like a cohesive piece is that glitter for sure. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I really enjoyed making this one. It's fun when you get to do cool things like the glitter. Um, Follow, comment, like, subscribe. Um, Really appreciate it. It helps me out. We're getting closer to 2K subs, and when we do, we're having a giveaway. I promise, I 100% promise, it will be a finished helmet. And I'll do a video of the helmet. And we'll go from there. Once we get closer, we'll get some more details, so don't worry. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all down in the description here. Check it out. Got merch in the store, link in my bio, my link tree will be again down in the description. I'll put a direct link in the description as well if you're interested. A lot of cool shirts, working for M for Mighty, a couple other artists to get some cool designs in the store for you. If you're interested, no obligation. Just a lot of people ask me, so you know, try to make it true. If there's how much you want to see, let me know. We'll try to make it happen. If you have any questions, need help, you're making your own helmet, no idea what you're doing, hit me up. I will try to make it so you can have one of these your very own that you did yourself. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day.